This is to show you how sophisticated Nigeria terrorism network is. This is how to show you how deadly Nigeria is. Senator Yari is now the Director General, the DC of Tinubu's 2027 presidential campaign, Senator Yari. Now, this senator have been accused, time without number, of funding terrorism. They said he is the one in charge, using terrorism to gather gold, to mine gold from Zamfara and export it to Egypt, United Arab Emirates. Helicopters, choppers will come into the bush, do all sort of things. And guess what? This man is now the Director General of Tinubu's presidential campaign. Now, Mr. Adebayo made this known again. Like, he reminded Nigerians that this man, again, is a terror sponsor. And he is now the Director General of Tinubu's campaign. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm still talking about the issue of the SDP presidential candidate. Now, you may say, oh, it's just an allegation. Come on. Who is that person in his right senses that will come out to lay this kind of allegation on his senator and also on Tinubu? Because this is directly indicting Tinubu of funding or a complicity to the terrorism activities going on in Nigeria. I want you to get your senses right. Now, this senator, as I said, is the DC, the Director General of Tinubu's campaign. And a lot of people are telling this man that be very careful, that El-Rufai delivered the Northern's rigging votes for Tinubu in 2023, and El-Rufai is in prison now. So you have been funding terrorism, and you are about to become the DG of Tinubu's campaign. So you might be in the prison. Anytime you try to raise yourself to do any nonsense, they will remind you that you are funding terrorism and they will put you in the prison. So what this man said, it has been causing, controversies within the supporters of APC, SDPs, among their kindred. Well, guess what? It is not causing tension. It is not causing anything among the political elite. You know why? They know the truth. Sometime in the past, do you remember the video of Adams Oshomole trying to draw the attention of Nigerians that some powerful individuals in this country are funding terrorism, using chopper, using helicopter to fund terrorism, to mine gold, to do this and to do that. That video came to pass. As usual, Nigerians doesn't react to all those things. We are waiting for celebrity wahanda, celebrity news before everybody will start reacting. But when someone will risk his life to come out to tell you the exact truth that is going on, you just overlook. Now, let me tell you this. It's not a joke, okay? It's not a joke that a government is a terror organization. Adebayo said that Nigeria government is more sophisticated than the terrorism network in Afghanistan and that of Taliban. So, if you are looking at APC government as a normal government, you are joking. No, you are joking. You see, APC Federal is a terrorist organization, pure one. Terrorist organization. In fact, they started by importing terrorists. So they are pure terrorists, pure terrorist organization. They started by importing terrorists. So there is nothing you are going to do. There is nothing you are going to say about all these things that is going to shake them because they feel that they are in power. They feel that you can't use the SS, you can't use the military, you can't use the police. They have it. It is their true. And all these bodies are not independent. I'm telling you. And that is why we're in this shit. That is why we're in this shit. So, no matter what you people are doing, Nigeria can never change in this way. Nigeria can never change. If they tell you people who are making sure that Plateau people are being killed, who are making sure that Benue people are being killed, who are making sure that Southeast is being infiltrated, who are making sure that South are being killed, if I tell you people are making sure that Yoruba people are being massacred, you will shake your head. Most of them are the ones you are posting. Most of them are the ones you are clapping for. Tinubu should come out clean, first of all, to address how he imported terrorists into the country in the year 2014-2015. That, I think that is the first place. For you to know that Nigeria is not a normal place. See people who come out for political offices, who do... In fact, that simply defines Nigeria. That simply defines Nigeria. At the time, I made a statement, that was about 4 months ago. I said, if any presidential candidate comes out to say this is the problem of Nigeria, that I am going to support the person, not because I believe that political regime change will save Nigeria, but this is because when you identify the problem, that is a very good point to start. Because if you don't know the problem, the whole solution you are trying to invent is useless and nonsense. So what Adebayo is saying right now, like the man is winning my heart, but he's also a little bit far away. Like he's already at the 60%. The rest 40%, he don't know it or he don't believe that it is also the problem. So Adebayo believed that Tinubu and APC are the sole sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. And the reason why they are sponsoring the terrorism is because of natural resources and political power. That is what he believed. And I believed it also, but that is not the only problem. The other problem is also going, how would I put it now, pari passu, side by side. It's also going side by side with this problem. This is what I mean. You see all this ethnic cleansing. People say it is because of gold alone, because of this. No, it's not because of gold alone. Former governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, the Fulanis wrote later to him that they are going to conquer Nigeria and turn Nigeria into Islamic State. This is a living witness now, okay? Now, in the year 2012, Shekau read the handbook of Boko Haram and their mission to overthrow Nigerian government. Then install a caliphate Islamic republic, which will be governed by Sharia law. It is in their handbook. So this is where Adebayo is not getting. So this is where Adebayo is not pointing to. He's just trying to point into the political, the mineral resources part of it. And now this man he is accusing now is using the money to fund Tinubu's campaign. So Tinubu cannot stop insecurity when he is being, put in position by the terrorists. Do you people remember that there was a man, and that was Adeola. If you used to watch Adeola, that lady in the United States of America that was with a Shara reporter, and one of her fan, I watch her video so much, right from 2017. I used to watch her. So he brought a pastor to interview him on her show. I say he. She brought a pastor for an interview. So the pastor made a statement that Tinubu had an agreement with terrorists, with all these people before he became president. And everything that has happened under Tinubu's administration proved that what that man said is right. And listen, Ademodu Sherifu from Boko Haram is coming to be one of the spokesperson of the presidential campaign. Like the man who said that Nigeria is a Muslim country that Christians should live is mobilizing 500 Islamic scholars to endorse Tinubu. Then here we are, someone who is now funding terrorism in Zamfara, taking Nigerian gold, killing people, is now the director general of Tinubu's presidential campaign. Now, if they tell you that these people have intention of fighting insecurity and you believe them, you are dumb. You are dumb. I've told you this since time with that number. I started by telling you when Christopher Musa came in. I said this man came with full of hope. People trusted him. But immediately he refused to bring out who made that call. Who is the government official from Abuja, from Asurok, who caused soldiers to leave, that terrorists are coming to kidnap school children. Senators requested that they should bring it out. Christopher Musa said he's going to bring it out. Up to today, he did not bring it out. These people, all of them are complicit. They are complicit. They are complicit. They know what they are doing. We are living in a very dangerous days. Very dangerous days. So if you are supporting this APC government, it is your right to support it, but know that that is a right to support terrorism. Know that you are supporting terrorism, and know that it's not going to be okay. It's not going to be okay because your children will not be okay as you are not okay. Okay, look at their children. Look at top politicians around you. Where are their children? Look at them, all of them. As they are living, they are bringing their children in. It is becoming should I say Mugabeism? They are trying to bring their generation in politics to start from where they stop, to maintain that criminal structure and so on and so forth. Like, we have to wake up. Wake up and understand the reality. Nigeria is not sustainable. And anybody campaigning for APC, anybody working with APC is working with terrorism, is working with terrorists. Is supporting terrorism, is working with terrorists. You cannot work with people who import terrorists into the country, who are using terrorists to do campaign, who are doing all sorts of things. If you know the kind of talk these people will unleash during election, little wonder the Canadian court, tag them terrorist organization. It is obvious. Where do we go from here?
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I said the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence. Okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that the government has refused to try them? You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Lonshokin, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah, Commodore.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence. And we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, when they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay. Well,
they did not buy this equipment up to. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased. In fact, they're going to induct the Super Tucano jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing It's not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
it's part of
it's
the
a
solution.
spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, when you say the DSS, and they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. When I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yaradua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the commander-in-chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
Assuming but not conceding that, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about too. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle. Okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask, if they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should a government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't a government do that? Those people that are going to harass cadets and officers in NDA, they live around the place. I know NDA very well. I was in Georgia, I was in NDA. as young officers, and I know the area very well. They live around the place. So why can't you put up a blimp that can see what they are doing real time and eliminate them? Why won't you do that?
In fact, there were more details saying that some persons slept up, but we'll come to that hopefully. Mark has got some questions for you.